If you have cough, fever, and difficulty breathing, you should wear a mask and seek medical care. If you do not have these symptoms, you do not have to wear masks because there is no evidence that they protect people who are not sick.
The CDC recommends only people with the coronavirus symptoms wear a mask, not the healthy people trying to prevent themselves from getting sick. So what can you do to stay healthy? Health officials still urge you to follow those common cold season practices. Be extra cautious.
Unless you are ill, you have no need to buy a mask. And one of the ways that healthy Americans can support our efforts to be there for patients and to be there for healthcare providers is to not purchase masks.
Face mask, a normal item that we often see our mothers and sisters wearing it during summer to block the sunlight. It has now become such a valuable and scarce commodity, which even sparks war among countries. Several countries have scrambled for protective equipment such as masks and gloves. Some have blamed US for playing dirty.
Yes, French officials have pointed their finger at the US, saying they were being outbid by Americans paying in cash on the tarmac for face mask shipments from China that already promised by French buyers. Meanwhile, in Berlin, authorities claim that a shipment of 200,000 surgical masks were confiscated by the US at Bangkok airport, calling that the US had committed a modern piracy.
As stockpile of face masks dwindle, countries around the world are actually engaging in a global treasure hunt, like those pirates in manga One Piece. And this is upsetting because what we need right now is global leaderships and multilateral organizations to take collective actions on COVID-19. But world powers are just fighting each other. And the US, led by President Donald Trump, is busy accusing Russia, Iran, and particularly China, and some others spreading disinformation about the virus.
Disinformation is coming from random actors around the world, but often too coming from places like the Chinese Communist Party, from Russia, from Iran.
On the latest update, Trump decided to cut American contribution to the World Health Organization after accusing it of pro-China bias.
Today I'm instructing my administration to halt funding of the World Health Organization while a review is conducted to assess the World Health Organization's role in severely mismanaging and covering up the spread of the coronavirus.
Meanwhile, the European Union members are barely helping one another, but instead trying to limit export of key medical supplies to nations beyond its borders.
Yes, and I think if world leaders had truly worked together to devise a global strategy for tackling the disease quickly and early, perhaps we would not have witnessed people being infected and dying from the coronavirus at such an alarming rate. We would have not have heard about dead bodies kept in homes or dumped on roadsides as authorities and hospitals are overwhelmed by COVID-19 in Ecuador, or we would have not faced discriminations and racism associating with mask wearing.
Yeah, this virus had revealed an ugly truth about the fact that racism never dies. We saw Asian people face a wave of intense racism during coronavirus outbreak.
This man came up to me and he said, "Trump says all Asians have coronavirus, you disgusting."
The ethical controversy around mask wearing in public squares due to cultural classes and different perceptions between Asian countries and Western countries regarding the use of face masks. Western countries treat wearing masks as a sign of catching the illness and cold, while Asian countries use masks for many different reasons, not only for sickness.
However, as many countries experience sharp increase in coronavirus infections and deaths, as well as number of pre-symptomatically or asymptomatically infected people, the taboo around public mask wearing has lifted. Many European nations and even the US are starting to adopt the wearing of masks in public to stem the coronavirus outbreak. However, racism associated with mask remains, but with different connotation and shift to different group of people. It is black people.
Hey, so we were in Walmart and what's this, Wood River? And Wood River, Illinois. This officer right here behind us just followed us in the store. You just video. He said we can't video, but he just told us we're on body cam. He just followed us from outside, told us that we cannot wear masks. There's a presidential order, there's a state order, and he's following us right now to the store. We're being asked to leave for being safe. Hey, so coronavirus is real. This police officer just put us out for wearing masks and trying to stay safe.
Hell no.
Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, that's fucked up, right?
That clip you just watched was done by two black men in surgical masks, filming themselves as the police officers were kicking them out of a Walmart in Wood River, Illinois. Although the US had changed its stance on public mask wearing, and CDC has suggested all people, including healthy people, to wear masks in public, black people are afraid they will become a target of racism for wearing masks. These fears are not unfounded. The United States had a long history of making assumptions and judgments and associating African Americans wearing masks or face coverings with gang activities.
Yes, and a black man tweeted that he doesn't feel safe wearing any kind of face coverings because he's afraid he will become a target of harassment by the police. For many black people, they want to stay safe from the virus, but they also want to avoid racial profiling and harassment by the police. The ethical issues associated with mask wearing remain strongly. A trivial item like a face mask has now become so powerful that it can shape our behaviors toward each other, but also can bring out the best in people. There are many luxury fashion brands such as Prada and Louis Vuitton are retooling to manufacture surgical face masks in response to the shortage caused by COVID-19. Yves Saint Laurent and Balenciaga have begun productions of cotton face masks. Other brands, including COS, Zara, and Mango, have also committed to making the surgical mask and promised to donate millions of masks and medical-grade respirators to replenish dwindling supplies.
Yes, I do believe that rare occasions do not make heroes, they simply unveil them to allies. As usual, we always want to remind you that Vietnam has been doing so well in this fight against COVID-19 pandemic. And for those who are from 12 province group, which are deemed to have a high risk of COVID-19 infections, please stay home, stay safe, and stay updated with us. So we are Thanh Vân
And Thu Dương from IFO News. Goodbye and see you soon.